Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Bakaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops, salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathen nations that look like those heathen nations. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say shalom. All right, once again, this is not a black thing. The Israelites were scattered among all people, including some of these big, thick, beard-wearing, Bible belt, Edomite-looking people in the Midwest and in the Mid-South. All right. I'm not saying that Patrick is one of them, but, you know, there's many that's going to come looking like him too. All right. The Israelites literally got scattered to the four corners of the earth and are among all people. All right. And the Lord is coming back to gather up his elect from among those heathen. All right. But I'm going to talk about some current events and just play a couple videos. But first, I want to get a scripture because I watched a video yesterday where a guy was taking his private helicopter and flying over Asheville and some of the spots that were hit worse. And the reports that comes from the people that are actually on the ground, that are not a part of the mainstream media, are different from what you see in the mainstream media. The mainstream media right now is at a couple hundred deaths, but that's thousands of people missing. And I even heard them say on Redacted the day that it happened, or the day after, I was watching a Redacted video where they said it was bodies in the trees. It was bodies in storm drains and bodies in cars and trucks, that this was worse than Katrina. And that's what it sounds like. All right. It sounds like it's way. And then I find out about the lithium and the, what is it called? Hertz, well, whatever it is. We'll get to that, to the other resource that they found in that land. And I watched a video on how all the different government agencies were coming in trying to buy up the land, and the people were turning them down, you know. And though, you know, most of these were sundown towns with really racist Edomites with really horrible racist histories. So it's divine punishment at the same time. So however you want to look at it, slice this cake, is not good for Edom. And it's definitely not good for America. And it's a bad look because it's obvious at this point that they're not really trying to help those people. And at the same time, openly helping Israel, Ukraine, and spending all this money on the migrants. They still spend who knows how many millions of billions on those planes that fly over America all day long, spraying those chemicals. All right. You want to fix some stuff up. You can start by ceasing to fund those planes. But no one talks about that either. But this is Sirach 14:2, and it says, "Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him, and who has not fallen from his hope in Yahweh." All right, jumping down to 4. "He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods riotously. He that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." So, you know, Edom is evil to his own people because he's letting his own people die. The video on the screen is about how the flights were grounded. Even the transportation has been stopped, and even the drones, because people were using drones to deliver food, blankets, food for babies, medicine, whatever, to people that were stranded, that are not being helped. And they shut down the airspace. All right. So once again, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his good. So, you know, you got around 90,000 people sitting on top of the cobalt and the Hertz, or the whatever that other resource is called. On the lithium and the cobalt, whatever it's called. All right. Basically, it's like, let them die. All right, that seems to be the plan here. All right, it says, "There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and that is a recompense of his wickedness. This man is allowing his own people to die for wealth, man. And you already know that the small hats are behind it. These NGO organization and lobbyists that, you know, they're always behind everything. And they look at their own brethren, their own people. They call them a goyim too. All right. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and is a recompense of his wickedness. If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. His wickedness is being declared, man. So let's jump into some of these videos. Let me pull up one from yesterday. I think Apostle Ramley sent me this one. Here we go.
Flooding in North Carolina does not sit well with me. I think something's going on. So I decided to do some digging. So the first thing I find out is North Carolina has the richest deposits of lithium in the entire world. Yeah, lithium for like cars, batteries, all that. Then I find out they have the world's highest purity quartz deposits.
Quartz.
And that quartz just so happens to be the world's supply for AI chips, microchips, and all kinds of stuff. We're talking a $530 billion industry. So this is where it gets interesting. So a company by the name of Piedmont Lithium is awaiting a state mining permit for a site in northern Gaston County. And Gaston County is completely flooded right now. The project was awaiting zoning approval because they were getting backlash from the residents and also city officials. And this lithium mine they want would be the third largest producer of lithium in the world. And they made a deal with Tesla already. Now remember the quartz? So in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, right next to Ashland, they are wanting to expand their mines even larger. And the residents aren't having it either. Enter the floods.
Damn.
People, these are mountain towns. It rarely, if not ever, floods in the mountains. I would know. I grew up in the mountains in Colorado, which means none of these people have flood insurance. I mean, the media is saying biblical devastation in North Carolina. This flooding in North Carolina does not...
Yeah, it makes no sense for flooding to happen in mountainous regions, man. Unless you're downhill from a mountain or a hill and the water's coming down on you. But... yeah, as you can see, there's something in them, their hills that the people want. And the floods came right after the residents all and pretty much on one accord turned down the offers to buy up all their lands, the farmlands. So they killed the animals, the people, all, you know, it's pretty bad, man. Meanwhile, you know, you've got all kind of money for all these other
if you're in healthcare, you know you have
all these other things, all these it's insane. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Here we go. Wait a second.
appalled. I can't believe this is...
She has a point. She has a point.
I'm just appalled. I can't believe this is the country I've lived in for 65 years. What's happening has to be intentional. There's no other way to explain what's going on. When I see the thousands upon thousands of military-age men coming along without families, there's reasons for red flags. So yes, the immigration issue is huge.
People better wake up. She has a point.
Yeah, the immigration, it is huge.
She has a point.
It is huge, and it's funny because it's taking a lot of money to support and take care of these immigrants, these military age immigrants. Now I'm going to play another one.
I believe this is the
from something that was going on right here in Chicago. And this one was kind of wild. Okay. But you can see where the money and the funding is going to. He that is evil to himself. So she's right. This is deliberate. And all this is coming down to the reset. And it turns out that quartz and that lithium are also used in ICBMs as America is entering into this third world war and is behind in the missiles race. You know, Russia and China have more and better technology in their missiles. So America's trying to play catch up now. So that could also be another reason why they want that land. They want to get their hands on that lithium and that quartz. So, you know, if you can aim your HARP, your weather manipulating weapons to certain areas, you know, well,
All right, just got done with the Trump rally up in Wisconsin. Brand new Holiday Inn on Cicero, south of Midway. You ever go that way? It was empty last night. Can you go through here? Oh, okay, cool.
And they've really built that area up too. You wouldn't even recognize it.
We're trying to get a room.
You have to go around.
Okay, to the other side? Okay, thanks.
There's the ninja woman, Esau's pit bull.
¿De dónde son? Venezuela? Okay. So you got a family there, Venezuela. So the whole place, brand new Holiday Inn, filled up with illegals. No, what's that?
Let me pause that real quick and just read that. It says, Kamala Biden depleted the resources for Americans in order to support illegal aliens after changing the law in order to aid an illegal invasion. FEMA funds were completely depleted to aid illegal aliens while American citizens were told they had no resources for them. And we're talking about those people who are dying and stranded in those mountains, in those mountain towns. All right.
So, okay, so we are confirmed. I can't get a room at the Holiday Inn.
I need y'all to take that.
Can't get a room at the Holiday Inn because it's full of illegals.
Step back in, officers, so the door can close.
Brand new Holiday Inn.
So wait, so no American citizens.
Please,
No American
exit the ground.
citizens. Only illegal aliens. What are we doing wrong? Just confirming?
This is private property.
It's a Holiday Inn, and I'm a platinum member.
Okay, but I have asked you.
Right, there actually are no signs. It's under construction, but... Don't touch my property, bro. You can't touch my property. You can't touch my property.
You got the phone.
I'm shown because I'm a member. I'm a platinum member of Holiday Inn. I'm trying to get a room.
In this case, if the hotel is close to the public,
Okay.
we are going to have to call CPD on you because this is federal property.
Okay, this is federal property.
Federal property.
What is that? Wait. What does that mean? It's federal property. So you work for the federal government? Or are you with the city of Chicago? How much are you guys making, by the way? I heard minimum is about $160,000. Is that what you guys are making?
This doesn't look closed.
No, it's definitely not closed. Only to American citizens.
And that being the point, I mean, the video is probably about another 10 minutes long, and we need to watch the whole thing, but you get it. And yeah, and they're paying those private security people a lot of money, all right? And you know, and it's not in the favor of hold on, let me close this door behind me. Salakia. Dog came and opened the damn door. All right, but they're paying those people a lot of money. And as you can see, and they're part of an NGO, a non-government organization. That's what NGO means for those of you who don't know. And which is contracted with the federal government. And it's obvious that the Holiday Inn is also contracted with these NGOs. And you have to understand, I keep telling you, that he's got that flag hanging over his head. That flag means absolutely nothing. The law of the land has been done away with. You no longer have the Constitution. All right. They have, you know, as of on the 22nd of October, a very dangerous thing happened to you American citizens. Your rights, American power was given over to the WHO and the WEF and the United Nations. So if you think you're going to go to court to fight something and use the law of the land to try and defend yourself, you're going to be horribly disappointed. All right. Let me grab a scripture. Because this is definitely going on in that place. At the same time, America's at war. These people, you know, a war which they're causing, allowing the small hats to draw them into it and draining America. But this is Book of Sirach 10 and 8. All right. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. This is how these people operate. All right. They come in and they commit atrocities, or they allow atrocities to happen. All right. And then they can come in behind it and clean it up with the solution. At the same time, they're making themselves rich. What's the scripture? If something happened to you, he's the first there. I can't think of it right now. Damn. Yeah, he's the first there on the scene to help you, to aid you. Right? Come running to bring you some democracy. We don't have money for your schools. We don't have money for your streets. We don't have money to fix your homes in your neighborhoods, but we got money to put some titties on your son. Democracy. Yeah, come bring you some democracy, boy. All right. You remember when they found all that gold over in Uganda? All right. America was quick to go over there and help them to bring them some democracy. Get their hands on that gold. All right. So now I'm going to play a bit of this video, about maybe 4 or 5 minutes of it, of Patrick Humphrey's video, the backdrop. So here we go.
Breaking emergency news. Flights are now being grounded, and drones are being grounded as well. The military has taken over the airspace, and this is coming all the way.
Now, yesterday, once again, I watched a video of a guy who was using his private helicopter to fly over and gave testimony of what he was seeing and all the death and all the bodies and all the people in need. And while he was looking, and he was begging the people to come fly with him, other people with helicopters to come, whatever. And how the military's helicopters just sitting there. And then the very next day, the governor comes out and does this. All right. So just give you a little bit more backdrop of what's going on in this video and what happened before this. And all of a sudden, the governor comes out and closes down the airspace to not only helicopters, private helicopters, but also to drones. Because they want to control the narrative. And if drones can fly over, the drones can record, and then those videos will end up on the internet. And then now they got to try to explain away or use their lying fact-checked. This is false information, all the other kind of madness, all these little things that they come up with to try to control the narrative. This hasn't been fact-checked and all that other bullshit.
This is big breaking emergency news. Flights are now being grounded, and drones are being grounded as well. The military has taken over the airspace, and this is coming all the way from the top, from the federal government, and the transportation secretary is ordering this, and they are warning people, do not fly. So let's get into the details here. Really quick, guys, please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this was just issued today by the Transportation Secretary, Pete Buttigieg, and he is warning people, do not fly your drones, do not fly your planes, do not fly your helicopters, do not fly any of these things right now, or there's going to be big problems. And they're shutting down the airspace surrounding Hurricane Helene and the emergency response rescue areas, right? This has been the backbone of the emergency response the past week, is people giving their own resources, their own aircraft, their own supplies to help rescue people, people donating money to fund these things, all right? This is what's been going on the past week. It's all been volunteers, and the federal government has shut down all airspace around these natural disasters, and they're saying no helicopters, no planes, and no drones even can fly. And people are using these drones to make critical deliveries. I just saw a video earlier today of people delivering baby formula with these drones, right? Giving baby formula to people, to babies that haven't had formula in a week, right? So this is a major situation. I want you to listen to what the transportation secretary...
My thing is, don't your mama have a titty? This, there's no reason for a baby to be going hungry if the mother has milk. Just saying. Now, I know it's possible that the mother can't be eating, and, that could be an issue. But if a mother has milk, there's no reason that her child should be going hungry, man. That's insane.
Said really quick, and then we will also get into what the Georgia governor said relating to the situation too. He said that he was, quote, outraged, right? But listen to the transportation secretary. Really
outraged at what? At people helping people?
To make sure that funding is no obstacle to very quickly getting people the relief that they need and deserve. There's also some safety issues that come up. For example,
the safety issues. The military wasn't moving. There's no one else helping the people. The only people that were helping the people was the civilian. Then this piece of shit comes on and says there's safety issues because of airspace. Esau is something else, boy.
Temporary flight restrictions to make sure that the airspace is clear for any flights or drone activity that might be involved in helping to allow those emergency responders to do their job.
All right, so he said flights and drones, and this is going on until October 10th.
So basically, Esau is not fit for rulership. And his world is collapsing around him. The people are on to him. The people are on to the small hats, the big nose people who fraudulently claim to be, the Lord's people when they're not. The world is on to them. All right. And they're losing the narrative. As a matter of fact, this is Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So every little thing that they do in these last, basically since 9/11, everything that they do, it literally gets exposed on the internet within hours. All right. Why? Because people put up the real information, this is why that the famine of the word is coming, and they're just going to have to shut down the internet. Because why? Because people have drones. If you're telling a story and someone's flying a drone over the place where you're telling the story and showing you footage and showing you people or what's going on there, and yet the story that you're telling on the news, on the evening news, the afternoon, evening, and morning news doesn't match the eyewitness, and that's what's happening. With technology, people are able to provide an eyewitness. I always say beware of these stories that they just come out and there's no footage. Because that's almost impossible thing to happen. Everybody has cell phones. As soon as something happens, people whip out their cell phones and start, recording. Especially when things happen in public places and then there's no footage. And the only footage you see are the news angles and then the controlled narrative story that comes behind them. Esau is just cold busted, man. This is Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. And he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. So the only thing that Esau has left at this point is to just bring that sword. And that's what's coming next. All right, because I think that Americans are finally on the verge where they're about to break, and they can see the deceit and the lies that their government is doing. And literally it looks like they're destroying America on purpose, people. Well, if it looks like that to you, all I can say this: if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a damn duck. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Abashai Bahasham B'Kahak Wadash Kwam Yasharala Shalawam Abba Babal.